Okay, the next senior award is Chrystall Merkaj. And Chrystall is attending St. Louis University, and she's going to be in the physical therapy program. She has A plus scholarship and university tuition scholarship. Um, Regarding five memories from Chrystall for this year, well, first one was her nickname, and I love to call her Chrystall the Pistol. Not only because it rhymes, but I do think it definitely exemplifies your personality. You have a spunky personality. You're full of life, full of energy, and I just think it's really fitting of you. And I always love kind of our little weird, little awkward exchanges, and kind of witty little exchanges. And I'll talk about that more as we go. But yeah, definitely. The other thing too, when you get a nickname, and sometimes some people are offended by that, but actually what it means, it's I look upon it as like a special thing. So somebody gave you a nickname probably somewhere along the way for those people to have it because they loved you enough to give you that nickname. So I think it's definitely fitting of you. Let's see. The other memory you had is being in my group in Disney on the Disney trip, and yes, we were taking crazy self check-in pictures, and it was kind of fun because we were all in a group and we were all checking in, and we were trying to make the pictures as crazy as possible, and I was in on it. However, most of my pictures end up looking awkward and crazy just because that's just kind of my look. Um, Another great memory that you had was joining Color Guard, and I'll agree with you there that you had some real skill there and some real talent, and you coming in that very first year, girlfriend, man, just lighting it up, and I loved your work in Color Guard. Um, the other one you had is taking pictures, and I didn't see this, but I can imagine you and your best friends taking jumping pictures in New Mexico. Um, I think I saw some of that. You were like at a body of water somewhere. The chaperones took you down to a lake or river or something like that, and I think I remember seeing something like that. You guys taking jumping pictures, and it looks like you were doing that all over New Mexico. The other, which is this is really kind of cute actually. You One of your favorite memories is in New York when you guys would come to a street and a stoplight, and then Kramer putting his arms out and preventing you guys from walking into the street and probably facing certain death in the busy city of New York when we were there with the band. So, and too, as a side note, Chrystall, when we took you guys to New York, we were a little on edge. I'm not gonna lie, because it's crazy city, and Nick and I were talking about this, and I'm like, I could just see one of the kids not paying attention, just kind of flaking out, going bonehead, and just walking right into the street, into the traffic. Now, probably not the case, but that's one of the things that we love to do is sit around and think of worst case scenarios. So probably every stoplight that Kramer came to, he's thinking, hey, somebody's going to get distracted. This is shiny over here. This is this nice, wonderful building, etc., etc. These are some crazy people, and then just get distracted and jump into the street. So, yeah, that is kind of a funny memory too. I agree. Um, so some thoughts on you. I remember one of our earliest exchanges when you came in as a freshman, and you did a few weeks at band camp, and then you were going out of town with your family. And I didn't really quite know you. When you came in to talk to me in the office, you were a little awkward, a little tentative. So there was a calmness about you, but you were just kind of unsure of yourself, I guess. And plus you're a freshman, so that's. And really quickly, your personality started to show through. because you said you were, going out on vacation. You were going. I'm trying to remember exactly where you were going. So there were two places in my mind. I think you were going to Canada, that, or you were going to Yellowstone. I can't, or maybe you were doing both of those in that process, because whatever that trip was, it sounded amazing to me. And plus, that's a trip, especially the Yellowstone, that my wife always wants to do, and we just haven't, because it's a grind to get there. But I remember saying to you, "Can you take me with you?" And I said it in the most serious sort of deadpan way. I mean, I wasn't like ha ha ha. I was like, I want to go with you all. And most of the way I phrased it and the way I came at you on it, most kids would just be kind of creeped out by it and not really know how to respond. And I remember your response really vividly. You were like, "Yeah, sure, let's go." And and you were so deadpan, it actually ended up throwing me off. And I was the one who broke first in that. So we did the poker face, and I broke first. So, and it was funny, and you just like, yeah, and that's pretty much, as for me, the way I see you has been your personality. Just kind of witty, very dry, very very deadpan. Your personality is not one where it's just really abrasive. It's actually a really sweet personality, but especially when you're kind of irritated with people and with somebody, your personality turns to just kind of a dry, deadpan sort of way, and it's really really a sweet thing. It cracks me up, and when I told you that you came up with your nickname of Chrystall the Pistol, the reason why is just because of your mannerisms just crack me up. Your mannerisms to me are just funny, and I just like it, and I just like being around you. I like you being in band, and I like teasing you, and I like testing your wit, which is amazing to me because you can always come back with a nice little subtle, deadpan, dry comeback, which is kind of the epitome of that first meeting that we had together. The thing that I didn't know about you at the time when you came to me to talk to about your vacation is really how talented you were and how talented you were going to be. Not only being a strong flute player, a good section player, doing a great job musically in concert band, you picking up color guard, and you're extremely athletic. Running around the field, jumping around, and twirling a flag, and doing all those kinds of things really was pretty special and pretty amazing. And to be honest with you, when you talked to me about doing color guard, I wasn't really quite sure how that was going to go, and you really surprised me on it. And then also in the spring, and I remember you and a couple of the other kids were swimming too. And I remember talking to you about swimming, how much you loved it, and I know you were like, "Oh, I'm kind of new at it. I'm kind of learning, but I'm getting better each week." And and it's that kind of optimism that you have, which is one of the enduring qualities about you. And quite frankly, it's one of the things about your personality that just cracks me up, because you just have this positive way about you that just makes me laugh, and a joy to be around, and not only for me, but for the other kids in band. I can tell there's some close friends that you have, some close associations and close people, and they love you, and working with you is fun. Thinking through this award for you, I think the thing that's really kind of fitting of you is just the versatility that you have, in terms of being a strong band member, playing your flute, also in the color guard, and doing the other sports, and just everything. So I really felt like the thing that, to you, what spoke to me was just your versatility, and then that contribution that you can give all of us. So Chrystall, I'm giving you the Versatility Award.